All right, we'll call the meeting to order at 6:01. We need to turn off sound on our side. How's that now? Okay, there we got it. Thank you. Could we do the roll call, please?
Councilmember Larson. Councilmember Hahn.
Present.
Let me back up, sorry. Councilmember Cassidy, let the record reflect that Councilmember Cassidy is absent. Councilmember Hahn is present, Dan Hahn. Councilmember Melinda Cox.
Present.
Councilmember Stubble.
Present.
Councilmember Josh Hahn.
Here.
Mayor White.
Also present.
You have a quorum, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Before we get to approval of the agenda, one thing to note, last we met, we thought today would be a work session for Title II, and for a variety of reasons and schedules, we realized that we were not going to have the preparedness to do that. So that was what resulted in the email being sent out about some alternate days. It turns out the 16th is not going to be workable as a work session. So I know it's a atypical date, but we're hoping that the 30th would work. So there would be 2 meetings that week. And again, we didn't want to add it in with our other work session, which is the budget, because that in itself will be fairly long. So we know we do better, more focused work if we can have the smaller chunks to address. So can I get at least a head nod that the 30th works for folks for a work session? Awesome. Okay.
This is, I guess, just a comment about changing the date. I have my schedule out for 3
I know.
months, and I am not available on any Thursday.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So, no, I won't be available.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would love for you to be here, for all of us to be here. Looking at the table over there as well. Does the Wednesday work? Not. Okay.
I can't do Wednesday nights, unfortunately. I have other obligations.
Okay. Shoot. Okay. Yeah.
Is there a reason that we're changing to a Thursday instead of just adding a Tuesday?
Again, for scheduling. So that, what is it, the 21st? Not all members can be present for that one either.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a regular meeting, not a special meeting. Right?
That would have been
It's a regular
special-
scheduled meeting. The
No, that
21st
would-
is?
That,
Oh, no, the 14th and the 28th. Okay.
yeah,
So we're having a meeting on the 14th
correct.
and the 28th
Correct. That's our work session for the budget.
for the budget.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then what about the 5th, which is also a Tuesday?
I think that could be an option. I'm kind of looking up and down. Is that?
Mayor, I'm absent on the 5th, but I have full faith that other members can carry forward amendments that I've been working on.
I guess I'm a little hesitant with that. There's been so much work done to Title II with everybody. It would be nice
Yeah.
if everyone could be here.
That's fair, and thank you, Councilwoman Cox. I hate for scheduling to be locked up because I have work travel on the 5th. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think in the interest of time for those present, let's continue this conversation. But ideally, I would really like to have everybody
Yeah.
present for it, 'cause I think it's a big topic, and I know for our license holders, they would love for this to be resolved. And to me, still the even higher importance is we want to do it right. So it's a big topic. We want to do it right. Okay. So thank you for indulging in that. Let's move on to approval of the agenda. Could I get a motion in a second, please?
Mayor, I move approval of the agenda.
Second.
Okay, moved by Councilmember Stubble with a second by Councilmember Josh Hahn. I'll call for the question, starting with you, Councilmember Hahn.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Okay, that passes. First up is something really cool, the presentation of the Benjamin Franklin Award for Open Government for the month of April to the City of Lander. And Mr. Shields, come on up. Or if you have something to read, great. Oh, we don't have a microphone for you there. Okay.
Council members, Mayor White, sort of members of the staff here from the City of Lander. My name is Kevin Shields. I'm the publisher of the Terminal Ranger of Wyoming State Media, also a board member of the Wyoming Press Association. I'm here today with a tremendous privilege to present the Benjamin Franklin Award for Open celebration of America's 250th anniversary. Named for Benjamin Franklin, printer, publisher, and founding father, the award honors Wyoming local governments that demonstrate outstanding transparency and accountability by keeping public business open and residents well informed. Honorees are nominated by the local newspapers or statewide associations and selected by the legislative committee.
Thank you, Mr. Shields, for that. Much appreciated, and I really should have had all the staff accepting that with me, although they were like, no, don't make me do that. I don't want to be in the picture. But certainly from the sense of the number of times in our conversation, staff note, here's what the requirement is, and is there a way for us to go beyond that and even well beyond that? And that is a frequent point of conversation. And folks, our staff are very cognizant of if there's a way to go above and beyond what the requirements are, they want to do that in service to the residents of Lander. And so truly, this is their award for all the work they do. So thank you, staff, for that. Okay, let's move on. So to our new business action items. First up, the document that had us having this meeting. Approve and authorize the mayor to sign contract 254070 between the City of Lander and the Department of Education for rental of the Lander Convention and Community Center. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Larson, seconded by Councilmember Cox. I think as explained, because this is the Department of Ed, they need this formal contract in order to rent the community center. Any questions? Well, if so, I'll be to Rochelle, but I think it's pretty straightforward.
That was my question, is why are we doing this for the Department of Ed? You know, we don't have to do that for anybody else. But
Well, actually we do. And,
Do we?
for item B, same thing is going to take place for that.
And Madam
So
Mayor,
some of the state departments require that.
every government that rents this, we've had to do this with. So
really,
this is not a first one that we've brought before the council. I don't love these agreements because they're really heavy-headed and most of it doesn't even apply, but it's all required under federal law to include a lot of their terms and conditions. But we've approved them pretty routinely over the years.
maybe I ought to stay awake sometime, huh?
Okay, thank you.
Great. So call for the question, starting with you, Councilmember Larson.
Yes.
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 Great. Motion passes. So item B, similarly, approve and authorize the mayor to sign contract between State of Wyoming Office of the Attorney General, Division of Criminal Investigation, and the City of Lander for rental of the Lander Convention and Community Center. So a motion and a second for this one, please.
So moved.
Second.
So moved by Councilmember Cox, seconded by Councilmember Josh Hahn. We'll call for the question, starting with you, Councilmember Hahn.
Yes.
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 Great, and that passes. Next up is to authorize participation in the First Net contract 205136 between the State of Wyoming and Utah NASPO Value Point Master Agreement MA 149-1, agreement for AT&T Corp. Cellular Services dated December 4, 2019. A motion and a second for that, please.
So moved.
Second, anyone?
Second.
Okay, moved by Councilmember Cox with a second by Councilmember Stubble. So this massive document,
Mhm.
holy smokes. Chief, we'll turn it over to you for the highlights of this.
So you got the document. That was their sample that I requested that they send over for our legal counsel, namely Adam, to review before we entered into any contract. The nuts and bolts of what this is it moves the entire city from Union Wireless to FirstNet. FirstNet is a governmental service that gives us priority service. Puts us in a 3-year contract. It will save the city approximately $200 to $300 a month right now for the next 3 years. It also gives us priority service. There's been a time or two with our windstorms this year that Lance and I have not been able to communicate in honor of public safety due to Union not being functioning. FirstNet since 2025 has put 19 towers throughout the state of Wyoming to where we get priority service all the time. So it would move the entire city to a priority service network to where we always have cell phone service and we can always communicate.
So better service at a cheaper price.
Correct.
And so this giant document is basically saying, here's what we offer. Do you want to play? And so that then offers the contractor will come and we'll sign that.
Is that available?
I don't believe so, but I
You
think it
can
is-
get FirstNet as a private citizen. They can quote you under FirstNet, but you don't fall under the top tier portion of priority service. When service starts to go down, if you're a private citizen, you won't fall under that. The other side of it is, if you remember the huge fires that raged through Washington and Oregon, when everything was out, FirstNet pulled in 2 mobile trailers and put them in the sky, and agencies that had FirstNet were the only ones with service for several weeks. So that gives us that ability as well.
So Mayor, this is a 2-step process then. We're authorizing participation tonight with this vote, but then we'll have a contract.
That's
In
correct.
front of us later.
Yeah. Great. Any other questions? Okay, call for the question. Councilmember Larson.
Yes.
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 Okay, that passes. Last up, approve resolution 1383, amending the job description for patrol sergeant. Motion and a second for that, please.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilmember Josh Hahn with a second from Councilmember Larson. Chief, let's have you fill us in. Thank you for giving us the version with changes in it. It's always nice.
Well, there's one more change that you guys probably didn't get. I had discussed with you a month or whatever ago that you were going to start seeing these as we move through because they're out of date. This one primarily is removing the title of lieutenant and replacing it with captain, as well as the supervision exercised by the patrol sergeants. Right now, it doesn't include corporals, and it should because they will be their direct supervisor. The other change in the back under minimum qualifications, right now it states 2 years of progressively responsible law enforcement experience as a municipal, county, or state officer. My recommendation is that be changed to 1 or more years as a corporal or higher to be eligible to be promoted to sergeant. I think that falls in place with the succession plan that we've built of promoting people to corporal and then to sergeant, that they should have some type of corporal or higher experience to be eligible for sergeant.
Okay, so I think we need someone to make that amendment on the chief's behalf. Sorry, you don't get to make amendments,
That's
Nor-
not what Josh said.
nor end meetings. Got to call you to heel. Can you say that one more time so that someone can appropriately make that amendment,
Can I
please?
have a point of discussion about that? My only concern, my only hesitancy, while I think this is not a bad idea by any stretch, is because there's 3 corporal positions currently, 4,
No, ma'am, 2.
2.
Yes,
Why was
ma'am.
I thinking there were 3?
I don't know.
Okay, there are 2, and there's a pretty large group of officers that have been here for many years that aren't corporal, which would negate them from potential sergeant. Is that?
Yes, and the reason, I guess that's one of the reasons we put corporal in is to give them 1 step into leadership so they can start to develop as a leader before they jump right to sergeant, and then the buck stops with them with no leadership experience.
Mhm. So, but what I'm saying is there are officers that are currently on our staff
Yes.
that have been here for a long time who maybe didn't even put in for corporal. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Not knowing that would interfere with the potential promotion to sergeant. So they didn't apply for corporal, they didn't know that if they didn't apply or get hired as corporal, that they couldn't become a sergeant.
That's
Am I
probably a
making-
fair statement. I can't guarantee that, but that's a fair statement.
The-
For sure, I could say it wasn't clarified with them. If you don't put in for this, you
Right.
also will not get.
You would not qualify.
Right. That was not a discussion I ever had.
Okay.
Does this help? So item C, those equivalent combination of education and experience. So to me, the way I would read that is someone who hasn't maybe been a corporal, but maybe was a sergeant in a large department and did have supervisory responsibilities.
Is that how you?
That's how I see it, and I think that's a
Okay.
fair statement. I
Okay.
believe that a combination of education and experience alone is enough. I agree with that. I guess my heartburn with B was 2 years of experience as a police officer. In no way, shape, or form are you ready to be a sergeant, right? So you shouldn't be able to apply for that. I guess that's my reasoning of why I changed the language to what I did. That's how I read it, and that's what it means to me.
That work for you?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. I think that's like a catch-all with the experience and education. It lends itself to me to say that we want you to have corporal experience. It doesn't say and, so it's A, B, and, and C. It doesn't say and, so that's fine. So I was just curious how that would read.
Well, I think, obviously, I don't get to make amendments like you do. So I think you and I are seeing the same, on the same page. So
Yeah.
whatever you think that wording needs to look like,
I haven't
I'm good
even
with.
thought about it, the wording.
Well, Julia is super good at like wordcraft.
Wordsmithing it.
So put it on her.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I can try to help, Mayor, but I
Great.
think that for myself, the or is the key word in that.
Mhm.
So 1 year of, as I heard you correctly, 1 year of corporal or equivalent. Chief, I might have gotten that wording. And then or an equivalent combination of education experience. So Councilwoman Cox, for me, I'm very comfortable then that we might have officers who are not corporals, but they can still apply and be competitive because it's or their equivalent combination that they perhaps have have proven through years with us.
Yeah.
So Mayor, I'd ask, just make sure, because I didn't get the wording exactly on the amendment.
Yeah.
So 1 year of corporal experience, is that what you're looking for?
Me personally, I would put 1 year or more of corporal or higher.
Or higher.
Or-
Thank you.
Just in the small window down the line, years down, if they want to bring somebody in from the outside, if they choose to open up promotions from the outside, a sergeant from somewhere else may want to put in for a corporal here. That's why I say that.
So Mayor, then what I'd suggest is that I move that we make an amendment to minimum qualifications 1B to replace 2 years of progressively responsible with 1 year or more as corporal or higher rank in law enforcement experience. That's a little messy. Going on the fly here. 1 year or more as corporal or higher rank as a municipal, county, or state officer is what I would move. We amend that to.
Okay.
So it's deleting 2 years through experience.
Okay, we got a motion from Councilmember Stubble. Can we get a second for that, please? Second by Councilmember Cox. Any other questions for this? We vote on the amendment. Councilmember Larson.
Yes.
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 Amendment passes and the job description as a whole.
Mayor, I'll just comment. I'm really appreciative, Chief, of the sort of housekeeping and cleanup you're doing here around, policies, manuals, and now these job descriptions. It's nice to have them fully aligned with the structure that we have in place.
Just rest assured that it's only just begun.
Thank you. I'll see if I'm still grateful in a few months.
Yeah,
There's a lot to come.
we'll take your word for that. Okay, voting on the whole as a job description, starting with you, Councilmember Hahn.
Yes.
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 Okay, and that passes. Next up is we need to make a motion to adjourn to executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Oh.
And
Sorry.
Mayor, for discussion purposes, can we just name that that's to discuss a personnel issue?
Yes.
Thank you.
This is in accordance with the Wyoming statute 164405 AII. So it's moved by Councilmember Larson. Councilmember Cox for the second. Okay, Councilmember Larson. Call for the
Yes.
question.
Yes.
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 Okay, we'll come back in a little bit. Sorry, to do what date? Okay, so Adam, we have to adjourn our executive session. Yep. So if we get a motion to adjourn from executive.
Mayor, I move we adjourn our executive session
Okay.
at 6, whatever that is, 3.
6:33.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, moved by Councilmember Stubble, seconded by
Enthusiastically.
Councilmember Cox. Call for the question, Councilmember Larson.
Yes.
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 Ooh, that was a double thing.
Okay, that passes. So coming back to this, next up is 6A, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the separation agreement. Could I get a motion in a second?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilmember Dan Hahn with a second by Councilmember Josh Hahn. I don't believe there's any discussion. So call for the question, Councilmember Josh Hahn.
Yes.
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 Okay, and that is approved. Next up is to adjourn our time together.
There you go.
Do I need to pull this thing out?
I move that we adjourn.
A qualified motion, thank you. Can I get a second?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, call for the question. Councilmember
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
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 Awesome. Thank you all.